Chemo is a program that goes out to children who are going through chemotherapy treatment to help them learn about their treatment and to understand a little bit of what's happening to them. Gabe is a cancer survivor. He's my son, and we found out that he had cancer on Christmas Day 2002. Quite aside from the fact that it's the biggest slap in the face you'll ever receive as a parent, it's also very debilitating. Everybody has a plan for your child. They know what the chemotherapy plan's going to be. The doctors have a plan, the nurses have a plan, and you feel like your plan as a parent has been taken away. And I think we want to be able to reach out a hand and say, hey, you're not on your own, and here are the steps that you can do, and these are some things you can do to help your family and help yourselves. The original impetus behind ChemoDuck was obviously the fact that my son Gabe was in chemotherapy treatment, and I knew that he was struggling with understanding what was happening to him because he was only a year old. And in an attempt to help him have some control over his treatment, and also in an attempt to break the ice with the doctors, I took a small stuffed duck home and dressed it up in some hospital pajamas and gave it a bandana and attached a port to it, basically as a humorous item so he could interact with the doctors and it would be something they could talk about. During our hospital visits, the doctors would automatically treat the duck before they would treat Gabe, and he got to the point where he wouldn't let them treat him until they treated the duck. The premier product is a 12-inch stuffed duck that has a chemotherapy port or a Hickman-style central line, so the child can associate with the fact that there's going to be something attached to their body which is quite foreign to them. The program also contains books that go out. There's a bilingual book in English and Spanish that goes out to families to help parents best know how to use ChemoDuck to help their children. There is an activity book called I'm Still Me that helps them to work through some of the issues of hair loss and port placement, and also to teach them some basic hygiene and how to avoid germs. Our last product that we developed was a cartoon which features ChemoDuck and Gabe, and it's a very basic education into hospital stay and into chemotherapy, and just teaching children that although there were some real changes in their life right now, everything will go back to the way it was before, and just to teach them that even though your parents have to leave you sometimes during treatment, they will come back. Just real basic issues that all children face when they're facing a diagnosis of cancer. The ChemoDuck program is funded in several different ways. We obviously have our local fundraisers. We partner with a lot of organizations, a lot of individual donations, and some of the hospitals who are in more affluent areas are able to provide a donation to the program for ChemoDucks to go out to the kids at their hospitals. There is an Adopt a Duck program, and you can either adopt a duck for a child that you know who's in need of a ChemoDuck, or you can adopt a duck that would go out to a child that we just receive a request from. If you don't have a child in mind, we still will send your duck out. We receive at least one request a day for ChemoDuck, at least, and it's growing exponentially. The cost to adopt a duck is $25, and there is no profit involved in that. It's around $25 to get one duck out to one child. I want to be able to get the message across to children and educate children in an entertaining and way that they'll want to revisit time and time again. So so Chemo Duck is not just a stuffed animal in a book, it's really a whole program. It makes me sad that there's still a need, and I'm very excited for the day when we don't need Chemo Duck anymore. I would be so happy to be out of business, but while there's a need for him, and while, you know, children are still nervous and afraid of chemotherapy treatment, we're just going to keep moving forward.